This is the voice of Radio Free Neruda.
From Washington, D.C. to Boston, subways, buses, trains and schools are all shut down. More than 7,000 flights are grounded. And according to the Associated Press, hundreds of thousands of people are under orders to move to higher ground. I spoke to Alex Collins, a freelance reporter, this afternoon, who'd visited one of the shelters, and he had this to say about that experience.
I just went and visited a shelter in Hell's Kitchen. It was interesting there to know that a lot of the people there were people who were supposed to go to, who were stranded in the sense that they were tourists, and their connecting flights or their flights out of JFK had obviously been cancelled. And this one man said it had, although people were sort of stressed out and frustrated with the sense that they didn't know how long they were going to be staying in a shelter, there was still sort of good-natured atmosphere in the shelters. And I've had reports as well that they were very well organised, with emphasis being on segregation by sex, and also by some shelters had services such as the internet available.
Where was the shelter?
It was in Hell's Kitchen in West 49th Street. I think it was a school that was being used, school hall. The gentleman I spoke to outside, because they didn't let the media in to talk to people, said that yesterday it was quite small, the numbers, but this morning people have really streamed in as they've realised that they just can't leave the city. So it seems like there's two types of people who are there. There are people who have been displaced because they are in the so-called designated Zone A, which are properties which are right adjacent to water, or there are people who are tourists whose stay at the hotel has expired and they've been told they need to find somewhere else to stay.
And that was Alex Collins this afternoon, a freelance reporter. All the bridges will be closed at 7 p.m. if anyone's still driving around. And city employees are expected to work tomorrow, according to the mayor, but public transport will be closed throughout Tuesday. A construction crane is dangling off a luxury high-rise in Manhattan, which has prompted an emergency response. That's on 57th Street, and streets are being cleared, and I understand some evacuation. And I'll have another report at the top of the hour at 7.
Greetings, New York. Well, it seems you're due a hurricane. Our original intent for making this video was to, quite frankly, chide all things Yankee and rub their nose in the promised devastation, as if it were nothing more than some poor unfortunate naughty puppy being housebroken. Es macht nichts. Schadenfreude. Das ist ganz klar. But then we gave it some second thought. The fact that you have a legacy of 100-year-old rotting infrastructure with utilities that drop its third leg every time Central Park squirrel farts. That Manhattan is as little as 3 feet above sea level, so that storm surge a mere 8 feet. Something we call surfing weather here in Texas threatens to flood much of New York. Including the aforementioned tunnels and rotting infrastructure. Oh, did we mention that even with an 85 mile per hour wind, the gravel on all those tarred routes becomes shrapnel? Just the thing to take out those large panes of glass in downtown Manhattan. That you have experienced a century-long degradation of your shoreside green line, and that such loss of vegetation will result in an enormous amount of beachfront loss, not to mention most structures built upon it. And the fact that you have a 40-plus-year-old nuclear power plant at Indian Point, operating on an extension of permit, quite frankly past its design life. With an authority that refuses to shut it down until the winds reach at least 75 miles per hour, and with no thought at all to the flooding and loss of backup power that caused the disaster of Fukushima. The fact that you are essentially but 9 million flesh-eating apes stacked one on top of each other, ass cheek to jowl, with no survival skills and no effective means of evacuation. And finally, what our own sainted mother said to her, namely, son, if you can't say something, don't say it. Well, with all that, we decided to forgo the jury and cheer, reminding you that a Class 1 hurricane is what Texans pray for to water their squash and shake their pecans to the ground. And that as a coastal resident of Texas, we have seen such as Hurricane Carla, storm surge 25 feet, winds in excess of 120 miles per hour, utter and complete devastation with a profound loss of life across EC. We will set that aside, foregoing it as an opportunity to assert that this is but Dame Nature's just retribution for your abysmally unending greed and hubris. And instead, leave you with this bit of advice. It has served us well. Take a breath. Relax. Don't worry. Be happy. For shit still floats. Go Yankees! And we do mean go. Heil Neruda.
The proceeding was brought to you by the makers at Golematic. Bright lies for dark truths.